weak. But I think वो होता है ना, when you're not well and you eat something and you puke, what you eat only you puke out, right? So we have about 90% of engineers. Out of that 30%, where are you from? I'm from Infosys, I'm from TCS, I'm from Capgemini, I'm from Cognizant, I'm from blah, I'm from blah, I'm from blah. What have you done, sir? I've done coding, sir. I've done client interface, sir. People who had interviews with me, I just tell them, leave that question, that resume aside. Let's talk about what you have done in life. And one more thing before I forget. जैसे गब्बर ने कहा था कि कितने आदमी थे और कितने गोलियां हैं, एक आदमी, what is democracy? Yeah. एक आदमी has say only as one placement. You will get only one placement. You will get a choice to sit in your company which you want till the time you are the 300th student placed. After 300, the last 100 have to sit for any and every company which comes into campus. This details I'll talk when I'm sitting with you specifically for placements. Okay, that's the numbers. ये बैच बहुत दूर जाएगा. Quick learners. Okay, 72% of the batch was between 8 to 10. One more good news which I want to give you is that this first column, 0 to 7, will not be there this year. We will be trying to be 7 plus this year, and anyone who wants an average of 10 should kill the remaining 320 odd students. Because only 75 students of mine get a package between 10 and 17 lakhs. That means it's not that I don't have companies which give that package. It's the companies coming into campus and saying that your student deserve a 13, a 14, a 15, a 16. If you deserve it, take it. I'm the facilitator. You can question me anytime, anywhere, that why is that companies are not coming to campus. Don't question me on why is that company not coming. Last time when we started, we wanted to get JP Morgan, we wanted to get Ernst & Young. By the end of the year, we had already done that. Last time we had JP Morgan coming into campus, we had Ernst & Young coming into campus. This time, the two companies we are kind of looking at is Goldman Sachs and Colgate. And I've already announced that the placement guy who gets that two company into campus, either Goldman Sachs or Colgate, gets a reward of 50,000 bucks. Thank God the writer's not there. I've not taken permission for that. I'll give it from my pocket. Okay, and second thing, if you want more package average, kill people who are having experience between 23 months and 0. They are the वही है जो हमें नीचे लेके आ रहे हैं. The nation wants to know, why are these people here? Okay, jokes apart, guys. There's something called as this. This is called Continuous In-House Development Program. Guru Sir was talking about the fact that not everybody, kindly, please don't feel I am differentiating. Okay? I have a thought. If you enter Tap Me and a part of the induction program, then I have no rights to complain after that, hey, this guy has got a communication issue, this guy has got a mother tongue issue, this guy has got an articulating thought issue, this guy doesn't know when to use the word the, this guy uses a lot of this guy uses a lot of this woman doesn't know how to whatever. I don't have that right. But as a part of my job, I want to facilitate students who feel that they have an issue in something. That's what we call it the continuous in-house development program. I sit with every student come February. Every student. With my team, this year we had the PGP chair and the MIP chair helping me in the second round of those interviews. I talk to every student and we identify students who could be a deterrent, whom a company may, can, could say no. And we work on with them from February till the next placement cycle begins. So that's one thing which we do. What is PTM? I will take 10 more minutes. What is PTM? Let them not have tea, man. They listen to placement, let them not have tea. It's okay. What is PTM? What is PTM? Quick, fast. Huh? Someone was saying that. प्लेसमेंट ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल सब चीज को वहीं पे ले जाओ. इस पूरे ब्रह्मांड में एक ही चीज है बस प्लेसमेंट. गुड जॉब पीजीपी चेयर. इट्स अ पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग. I didn't tell her the answer. She is smart enough to get that. So what does parent-teacher meeting got to do with placements? I'm going to call your parents sometime in January or February if you don't get your MIP. I'll have a one-on-one with them. Okay, each and every one of you goes to an internship company. This is the bridge between the MIP work and the placement work. Each and every one of you will start your internship April 1st week. By April last week, I start to travel. And I meet almost all diamond companies. You will come to know the diamond companies and the placement committee sits with you. Each and every diamond companies and important companies, I meet the HR and I understand how you are doing, what's going wrong, what changes should be made, and I discuss that with the MIP chair so the student is informed specifically if the chances of a PPO is very high. And trust me guys, when you see your seniors, bow down, because I walked into close to about 80 odd companies since April, and I've not got a single bad feedback till now. And I already have 8 PPOs and 6 PPIs. The credit doesn't go to me, neither to my placement team students, it goes to the student itself who is doing this. The possibility for PPOs, I don't want you to see this, about 102. Those are the companies. Okay, now just one last thing. I'll just take about 3 minutes more or 5 minutes more. The placement in TAPME is run by students, totally by students. As I said, I'm just a helper because they can't travel a lot. They have their classes. They have surprise tests, surprise quizzes. I don't want anyone to miss that and unnecessarily get a subgrade. So we intend to touch base with about 100 companies, like knock 100 companies, out of which about 600 would be knocked by me, about 400 by my student members. They are my managers. They do all my calling. Since the time I've come to TAPME, I have not had a single moment where I had to call and say that, give me an appointment. Everything is done by them. They take care of my appointments, where I have to go, if I'm zigzagging within the city or I'm going straight, all arrangements done by them. A slight change this year, not that I'm going to hire managers. Going forward this year, 5 of you would be working in the placement team with me come July 5th. As fast as July 5th. Because otherwise, if I don't do it by July, I'm traveling for the next 3 months. I won't get time. 5 of you will be working with the placement team, and 10 of you will be working in the MIP team. The placement committee will be talking to you about the what is required, what should be done, how it's going to work out. There's going to be an election, there's going to be an interview with the placement team, there's going to be a final interview with me and Sridhar sir, and we will decide who are the 5 who are going to work straight away with me for the next 2 years. First year as an intern with the placement team, and second year going as the permanent placecom team. And there is nothing like once you get it, it is there for you with the next 2 years. I am not as good as, not even closer to the person who wrote this and the person who recites this always. There's only one thing I want. And people who don't know Hindi, please learn this from the people who know Hindi. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना कभी जय जयकार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. I want only those 15 students in my team who can fall with me every day, but will not tell me that, sir, this is not possible. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
It's 46. You all are late by like 2 minutes. Trust me, you need to follow the tap me standard time. This is not to scare. Dhamki nahi, chetavni hai. But you will have to seriously deal with it. You cannot mess with the time with even 30 seconds. Please settle down fast. Okay, I'll start with the presentation. A very good afternoon, one and all. Am I audible in the end? Okay. My name is Archit Mishra, and I am the co-convener for BrandScan 2015. A company like Britannia launching a product called Little Hearts in a small 5 rupee packet that looks red and golden in color. A company called Hindustan Latex Limited launches a brand, Moods Condom, which comes up with a very innovative product of dotted condoms. A brand like Fast Track that has been, selling sunglasses, watches and bags for a while decides to enter a market of branded helmets. Where do you think these companies get to know what their customers wanted? How do you think these companies arrive to such crucial managerial decisions? Will you believe me if I tell you that students like you and me from TapMe help these companies to arrive to such crucial managerial decisions? Do you want to know how? Let me introduce BrandScan to you. How many of you have ever filled market surveys or feedback forms? That is a conventional way of doing a market research, right? That is the traditional method how companies do market research. But this is TAPME. We break the conventions and we bolster innovation. Throw the traditional method out of the window. We do brand scan, a market research in a very unique way through the help of disguised games. What happens is the students of TAPME organize a fair at 3 different locations. People come to see the event absolutely unaware of any kind of market research going on. We push them to stalls to play games, they get prizes, they go home happily. And there are students like you who very minutely observe each and every respondent, capture the data, and understand the requirements of the customer, understand what the consumer is actually looking for. We prepare a detailed report and submit it to the client. You got it? It's the research methodology. I'll explain you in a nutshell. It's a 3-phase methodology where in the first stage is called the pre-brand scan stage, where the students like you and me interact with the top-notch corporates. We understand their live problems. We get the customer requirements. In the brand scan stage, after the requirements are understood, we conduct the entire study, we do the fair, we execute the market research projects. In post-brand scan phase, you analyze the data through advanced data analysis techniques, and you finally deliver a report to the client. As I said, brand scan is done in 3 locations. Now, why 3 locations? Imagine a company like Zomato. They want to understand what their customers are actually looking for. Is it relevant to do it in a, say, village? No. Bangalore, is it a relevant town? Imagine a product like, say, 2 rupees sachet of Colgate or Chandrika Sabun. Is it relevant to do in Bangalore? We need relevant demographies, relevant locations for relevant products, and hence we do it in 3 different locations. The Bangalore is a metro format, Manipal happens to be the semi-urban format, and Kundapura, which is a rural location nearby, happens to be a rural format. The organization structure of brand scan looks like this. There is a faculty chairman, Professor Simon George, who is the father of brand scan. He's founded it back then in 1993. We have a dedicated faculty panel that mentor each and every student and help them to make the research more relevant to the companies. We have a core team brand scan. These are 25 people that work all around the year to facilitate the entire brand scan as a course, as an event, and since it is a flagship event, we need to have a core team. And then there are project execution teams. This team is formed of students like me and you, and there is a hierarchy. We have a project lead, lead support group, and the team members who execute entire project, talk to the client, understand the requirement, and deliver the report. We also associate with market research partners and data analytics partners to ensure that the quality of the reports is as per the industry standards. I'll quickly take you through why we do it in Manipal. Manipal is a very interesting town. You people are new here, but very soon you will explore Manipal. Manipal has a very good demography. Students from aging 18 to 28, and more than 25,000 students aging from 18 to 28 are there in Manipal, not only from all parts of India, but from more than 32 countries across the globe. And hence Manipal becomes a very interesting place for companies in India and abroad. Bangalore, as we all know, is a metro city now, and it's an IT hub, and people with higher income are there. We do the event in Phoenix Market City, Whitefield, Bangalore, where we generate a footfall of more than 40,000 in 2 days. Kundapura, we do it in a ground there, and it's a rural format, and we generated a footfall of more than 4,000 last year. Talking about the salient features, brand scan has a 22 years of research legacy. We have accomplished more than 270 projects for more than 130 clients. We are associated with over 100 brands across sectors and domains. We generated brand scan 2014 generated a footfall of 70,000 across 3 locations, and we have an online reach of more than 20,000. I think that's worth applause. This is, as I said, we have a clientele of more than 130 clients. This is a list of prominent clients, and most of them, we get projects with most of the bigger brands, and we also work for startups as well. I'll tell you something about BrandScan 2014. BrandScan 2014 was the biggest BrandScan ever, with 24 projects with sectors like FMCG, consumer durables, hospitality, banking and finance, automobile, etc., etc. And it was not only bigger in terms of number of projects, but as I said, in terms of footfall, 70,000 was not a meager job. There is a team that puts heart and soul all across the year to make this event bigger and better every year. In 1993, TAPME was way ahead of time to even think about a concept like this. TAPME as an institute has always nurtured leadership and always endorsed innovation. What started with a group of 5 students and one small idea has now transformed into India's biggest market research event in terms of scale, excellence, and continuity. I would like to thank the management for providing us the opportunity to introduce BrandScan to the batch of 2015-17. I welcome all of you on behalf of my team, and I invite you to actively participate in BrandScan, and let us make it bigger and even better this year together. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. How was it?
Thank you, Archit. I now invite Professor Shiva to introduce you to the norms of ASCSB and also the library facilities. And the good news is that's going to be the last talk for the day. I'll just drop a word. Following Professor Shiva's presentation, we will proceed towards the campus. The buses will be available, so please be patient enough to wait for the bus. If the bus has not arrived, we don't need to clap for that. Thank you.
A very good evening to all of you. It's a tough act to follow after Professor George's very exciting. I said you have got a second job in the reckoning. That's being a motivational speaker. And that's the kind of impression I got when he was speaking. I'll not take much of your time because we are almost at the end of the program. I'll give you a glimpse of what this AACSB accreditation is. And that probably will help you to get an understanding of AACSB and the processes that we follow. Any guesses of what AACSB is? Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. It was originally American Association to American Association of Collegiate Schools of Business. Now that AACSB has become international, they've just changed AA to Association to Advance. What they do, I mean, AACSB is almost equivalent to something like, say, a quality certification in management education. That's a simple way to talk about what AACSB does. What AACSB expects of business schools is that it has to be mission driven. You have the mission of TAPME, which is very close to probably missions of most business schools in the world. That is to excel in management education, teaching, research, and practice. That's from where all that we do in terms of activities at TAPME are derived. One of the other things that is also important as part of AACSB is this interest in continuous improvement. It's not that we have achieved everything in management education, teaching, research, practice. So it's a continuous process, and therefore there's a lot of emphasis and also continuous improvement. This is how broadly the whole structure of AACSB works. I don't want to get into the details. TAPME's mission to excel in postgraduate management education, research and practice. There are a few things which are also part of the mission statement, but which are now mentioned specifically as means and value bound, so that it's clear that these are the means and these are the value bounds within which we are talking about this TAPME's mission. It's a more than 100-year-old institution, AACSB. And one of the things that you must be aware is that we were almost the first to get AACSB accreditation in India. But because ISB has got a foreign parentage, they were the first to get it. We were the second, and now there are 4 institutions in the country which are AACSB accredited. The recent one being IIM Kolkata. Three. Okay, this is the reporting cycle. I don't think you should be concerned very much about this. The AACSB accreditation lasts for 5 years, but at the end of 2.5 years, we are supposed to submit a report on how far we have succeeded in terms of continuous improvement, and we would have to invite the peer review team, which will be constituted, which will come and check about continuation of accreditation. So every five years, it's a cycle that goes on. In fact, last year, we had submitted our interim report, and in 2017, we are expecting the next peer review team to come and visit our campus and help us with continuing our accreditation. AACSB 2013 is the latest set of standards on which we work. There are about 15 standards divided into 4 sections: strategic management and innovation, participants, learning and teaching, academic and professional engagement. Now, if you look at these 4 sections, you'll get a feeling that it covers almost all the areas that we are talking of in terms of a business school. And in addition to these 4 areas, one of the things that AACSB expects out of this accreditation exercise with the new standards is in terms of how we are emphasizing on innovation, impact, and engagement. Now, before any institution gets into this AACSB accreditation mode, they would have to fulfill some eligibility criteria. And these are some of the aspects. I will not get into details because you will get bored if I get into all the details. Now, these are the standards across in the 4 sections that I talked about. Standard 1 is on mission, impact, and innovation. This greatly relates to what are our future plans in terms of developing the institution. The second one talks about how our intellectual contributions in terms of writing research papers or developing any form of intellectual contribution relates to what our mission is about. The third one is on financial strategies. Student admissions, faculty sufficiency, faculty support, professional staff. So as you get into the details of each one of these individual standards, you know that it cuts across all the activities of the institution. So I'm not getting into explaining each one of them. See, if you look at what you are seeing here, it goes to even to the extent of looking at faculty qualifications and engagement, etc. So every aspect of what happens in terms of activities in the business school is covered here. This is the last slide on AACSB, which is something that directly relates to you. In each of your course packs, you would find something interesting which probably is not something that you would have found when you did your undergraduation. there is a mention about program learning goals, program learning objectives, and what is being covered in the course, etc. Essentially, what is being done, probably not much with your knowledge, is that we are imparting you education, and one of the important things that we need to understand is how much of learning is happening from your side. One way of trying to do that is to understand from just the evaluation that we are doing of the various examinations. But the other part is to really understand in terms of how you have answered. Have you really learned or not? So there is an evaluation part which is a judgmental output of ours. We give you 1 mark or 2 marks or 10 marks depending upon whatever is the marks for that particular question. But the other part is also trying to understand, I asked you this question, were you able to relate to what I taught you? This is something that we track as part of what is called as assurance of learning. So each one of the faculty members at the end of the course does a detailed report on what has been the